Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Randy Starts a Side Hustle. I got a treat for you guys today, man. I got a really good friend of mine. I got Rob, the credit guy. I've been friends with him for a while. Rob and I used to sell health insurance together. We worked at a huge call center. It was a freaking blast. And I've been in touch with him for many years. I've been watching him build his credit repair business for a few years now, and I ran into one of his ads and one of his posts on Instagram the other day, and I was super impressed. I'm sure you guys have seen it on my story already. I've been blasting him for the past week on there, so you guys can see him. And I'm super excited, man. He's bringing a lot of value. Rob, what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
What's up, man? What's up? I'm excited to be on your podcast. It's honestly it's a pleasure. I'm excited because outside of work, we're boys, we're family. So I'm honored to be here today. So yeah,
Thank
let's
you,
let's
man.
let's let's spread some knowledge and some love, man.
Yeah, man, I'm honored to have you on here, man. I'm super excited. When you called me up, I was pumped up. I was like, damn, we're going to do a podcast. Rob is going to kill it. We're going to have a blast. I love doing this. I only been doing it for a few months now. I'm learning a lot. I hope my followers and the peeps that see this are getting a lot of value on this. I'm trying to
Yeah,
bring on different types of entrepreneurs on here to share their business and what they do with the people, because I
yeah,
know there's a lot of people out there that have jobs that are in the grind, and they're in the treadmill, they're in their freaking wheel, and they're
yeah.
cranking, and they're living paycheck to paycheck, and people are looking for a way out of that, man. And I'm trying to put on as different many entrepreneurs with different backgrounds and different industries, different lanes that they're in, and so people can pick what they like to do, what their passion might be. And you never know, man. The credit repair business is a big business, and now, bro, and the way things are now, people's credits, a lot of people need help with their credits, bro. And when I saw you, I was like, oh, this is great. I'm gonna talk to Robert and see if he'll join me on the podcast, man. Thanks for joining. How you been, bro?
Man, just been grinding, working, building not only our credit repair business but our coaching business. We also have an insurance agency going. We have a software company. We're part owners of a mortgage company. We got a lot of great things going on. So it didn't just start that way. You got to build it up. And I was in that rat race that you're talking about, man. Before I started my credit repair business, I literally had to work three jobs. Now, I knew where I wanted to be, but I didn't have the money. I didn't have the resources. So I had to become resourceful,
Right.
and I had to put in the grind. And it took me, again, to work three jobs. I had to make deliveries. I was still selling insurance, which a lot of people don't know because I kind of kept that on the hush. I was still selling insurance on the side, and I was doing credit repair. But everybody on social media only knew me for credit because that's what I was branding myself as. And so for anyone, like you said, anyone that has a dream and really wants to step forward into that path, I encourage you. It's gonna get real ugly. You're gonna have to get uncomfortable. You're gonna have to work a lot of times 7 days a week, especially if you're still working your 9 to 5, trying to get out of that, right? Trying to get out of that rat wheel. Well, when you're not working, you have to. It's what I call as a non-negotiable. Don't negotiate with yourself because we tend to tell ourselves excuses and we don't get shit done.
Right.
So you really have to have that discipline and that non-negotiable to say, hey, I'm tired. I got a family. I haven't even ate dinner and it's late. You know what? All of that is important. You got to push that to the side, and you have to sacrifice and build your business. And that was one thing that nobody ever had to teach me how to work hard. You know,
You got to
so
make yourself uncomfortable, bro.
yeah,
And you got to know why you're doing it. And I tell people all the time, you got to have your dream board up. You got to have your reason why. A lot of people have all kinds of different things on their screensavers or on their backgrounds on their monitors. I have a picture of my family, bro, so they're always in front of me. They're
yeah,
always in front of me because that's my why. That's my reason why is to get, you know, uh, always have my dream in front of me, always making yourself uncomfortable, doing what you gotta do to make it happen. Like when I finish with you here, man, I got a meeting that I'm gonna go meet up with a couple of good friends of mine that we're working on another project to create another stream of income. So when you started mentioning all the different things that you're doing, yeah, he's doing a lot of different things, guys, but if you don't create multiple streams of income, you can have what happened to me 18 months ago. Rob, I was making 5 figures a month for a few years, brother. And
Yeah.
18 months ago, the one client that I've been working with defaulted in the middle of our contract, stopped paying me, and I went from making 5 figures a month to zero. And when
Wow.
that happens, it freaks you out. It's like a total shock to your whole family. Everything gets thrown out of whack. You know what I mean? And here we are trying to pick up the pieces. I thank God every day, bro, because you know what? We're all healthy. We have a home. Everything is cool. Yeah, our cash flow freaking decreased massively, and we've had to
Mm-hmm.
go through all kinds of shit. Yeah, bro, my credit and my wife's credit has gone to shit again. So I'm gonna be talking to you later about fixing that again because shit happens, bro.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
go through shit, but the good thing is we gotta pick up the pieces and keep going, guys. And multiple streams of income can help you avoid going through the crap that I'm going through right now. I'm in the middle of this. I'm gonna go meet up with a couple boys now after this for another project that we're working on, and you're gonna see me posting on here about it. We're already posting on here. It's about pets. You'll see it on there. It's called Pet Palooza Worldwide. It's going to be about promoting pet services, breeders, vets, everything. People are going to be able to come on and do subscriptions and promote their businesses on there. So that's another project we're going on. And you know what I'm going to do right after that, bro? I'm going to go drive Uber till 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning, bro, because that's what I got to do to
Yeah.
make it happen. And we got to do what to make it happen. It's like you said. Sometimes you don't feel like doing it, bro, but we got to do what we don't feel like doing sometimes so that one day we can live a life that other people don't live because of the choices we've made, and we've made ourselves uncomfortable. That's just the way it is, bro. That's the difference between, the 1% and the people that stay in that grind, that work 40, 50 years, retire on 60% of what they were making before. It's not cool. It's not fun.
Yeah.
I'm,
No,
I'm glad you're
absolutely,
joining me
man.
on here, bro. Tell me a little bit about what made you want to start in the credit business and the coaching program, man.
Well, as you know, I've been an entrepreneur for quite a while, like yourself, and when I started my business, man, I was still selling insurance at the time, full time. This was about 15 years ago. And man, I had bad credit because I took a lot of risk with my credit. I also didn't really know the value at the time. I didn't know the value of how important credit really is. Like, what kind of role does it play in my life? Nobody ever taught me that, right? So my dad, he was a cash man. Everything that he did was cash. And so credit wasn't something that was ever really talked about in our family. And I feel like that goes for a lot of people. They could relate to that. So long story short, I had a friend of the family who had a small credit repair business, and he fixed my credit. I paid him, he fixed my credit, and that entrepreneur light bulb went off, and I said, wow, this really works. Let me be a sponge. So I asked him, I said, hey, I'm doing health insurance right now, but can you teach me how to do what you do? And then he taught me, and I was pretty much a sponge for about 2 years. And after that, I decided to just go on my own. And that was the best thing that I've ever done because I realized how important credit was. I realized that there was a need out there for people just like me who didn't have the knowledge about how to fix their own credit, but they did have dreams and ambitions of buying a house, of buying a car, of getting business funding, all of these things that require you to have good credit. So that's really what pushed me to open up our own credit repair company, which is Quick Tax and Credit. So that's the name of our credit repair company. Now, fast forward, I'm making money. We're doing about $100,000 a month, sometimes a little bit more. And I'm like, oh, okay, like I got the hang of it, right? Again, it took me time. It took me years to get to that point. But I was like, okay, we're doing pretty good for ourselves. And I realized that there's a lot of other credit repair business owners that are struggling. They don't have their pricing their pricing is all jacked up, meaning they're selling their services for too cheap. And you and I both know when something has a price tag that's too small, it devalues your service and your product. And if the price tag is too small, a lot of people associate that psychologically with it being cheap and not having a lot of value. So
Right.
that's one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of business owners make. And not even in credit repair, just in business in general.
Yes,
If you're
sir.
selling your services or products at a lower price, people may not look at it, as seriously as you want them to take that. The other reason why I started the coaching program is because a lot of people want to have the ability to help their clients, but they don't know where to start. When you're talking about a credit repair business, you have to have the right software. You have to know how to dispute. Because imagine if somebody pays you and you can't get them results. That's a big problem. You could open up yourself to a lawsuit. Honestly, there's so many scams in our credit repair industry. And so that's what fueled me and motivated me. That's a big part of what fueled and motivated me was to teach people how to make money, but doing it with operating with good morals and ethics. Always doing right by the customer, because if you do right by the customer, the money's gonna come. I promise you. So
Amen,
that was,
bro.
for me, that was my biggest motivation.
That's awesome, bro. And you me tell you that is huge. If you're always providing a service or a product to the community that's going to help the community, you're going to be successful. If you're doing a great job, if you have top-notch service, you can charge whatever you want. And I understand you getting into the coaching part of it because coaching other people and helping other people with their dream and seeing other people become successful is very gratifying, bro. It's not
Yeah.
always about the money. You know what I mean? It's a very gratifying feeling, and it's gonna bring you value, and it's gonna come back to you, man. It will always come back to us when we help others, bro.
No, a thousand percent. And like some of my clients, when they come to me, they're making maybe $2,000 a month, maybe $5,000 a month, but that kind of money, you're not even making more than what you were making in your 9 to 5. And there's a cost to doing business. So when they go through our coaching program, we don't just teach them how to sell. We teach them how to sell, how to market, how to brand. We teach them how to do the back end, how to handle customers if something doesn't go right. Because I don't care what business you're in, you're always going to have that one customer that's just not happy. And so you got to be able to put out fires to avoid lawsuits and complaints and all this other stuff. So it's not just sales that we teach. We teach you how to scale your entire credit repair business as a whole. And so some of my students, some of my mentees, again, when they come to me, they're only doing $2,000 to $5,000, but at the end of the program, which is roughly about 90 days, they're making anywhere from 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a month
That's awesome.
compared to when they first came to me. So as a coach and as a mentor for me, yes, I get paid for my services to coach and mentor them, but this is where I got to tell you, man, the feeling, the gratitude that I have when I'm able to take someone from making $5,000 a month to $30,000 a month, that for me as a coach, as a mentor, that's priceless. It's a beautiful
Amen.
thing
Yeah.
to be able to know that, when God gives you a gift, it's not your job to hold on to that gift.
Spread it.
You have to share that with the
That's
world.
right, bro.
And
Share it.
that's really what I'm trying to do is, man, is just share my gift.
Absolutely, bro. That's fantastic, man. You guys are listening to this guy. He can help you guys get to making 5 figures a month and 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. Even 6 figures a month. It sounds like if you work hard enough, and it all depends on what you want. But make sure you guys are paying attention. You reach out to Rob because if he's helping people make that kind of flow, that can change your life. That is life changing income, and it can get you out of that rat race where you can actually start living and enjoying your family and enjoying your day and enjoying yourself and getting your time back. That's what it's all about, getting your time
Yeah.
back. Now, well, I was going to ask you this question, but you already pretty much answered it. What kind of money are your students making in the credit business? Okay. Now, let me ask you this one. if you had to start all over, what would you do first, Rob?
That's a great question, man. So the first thing that I would do is I would study. And what exactly would I study? Number one, I would study my craft. So if it's credit repair, I want to dive in as much as possible, hours and hours and hours of just learning everything that I can about credit. The second thing I would do is study marketing. You have to study marketing and you have to study sales. Let me give you an example because me and you, we used to work together, right? But when you're selling and you're a great salesperson, like I remember I made great money in the insurance industry, but I was a salesperson. I wasn't a business owner.
Right.
So I didn't have to go out and market, to get leads. I was spoiled. Leads were
That's
coming
why
to
we made
us.
so much money because the company we were working for was so good at marketing.
Exactly, exactly. So think about that. And that's one thing that I feel like a lot of natural sales people, they're really good at sales. And then, sometimes we got to check our ego, or sometimes life will check our ego, but we have to check our ego because we'll be like, man, I'm going to go start my own credit repair company, or I'm going to go start my own insurance company, not realizing, okay, I don't just have to sit in a cubicle and pound the phone anymore. I got to actually hunt. I got to go out and hunt and get those leads because it doesn't matter how good you are of a salesperson. If you don't have leads, you're not closing anybody.
Nobody.
So this is why the first thing that I would do is become a student of business. And that doesn't mean you have to hire a mentor or a coach, even though that will absolutely help you. But I'm speaking from the point of view where I started my business. I was broke. I had to, financially I was broke. Mentally I was rich, but financially I was broke. So I had to learn how to market. I had to learn how to build my own websites and landing pages. I had to learn what works on social media and what doesn't. There was a lot of trial and error, and that's a lot of sleepless nights. So to answer your question directly, I would focus on educating myself because look at it from this perspective. If you don't have the funding, if you don't have the financials to hire someone to build a website, to teach you how to, have the systems and what softwares are good, what does that mean? That means you got to put your big boy pants on, your big girl pants on, and say, you know what? I'm going to learn this shit myself. And you don't have to be, let me tell you, you don't have to become a master at it. You just have to know enough. Once you know enough, you bring in some money, then you hire people to say, hey, I got enough money to hire somebody to build me the website I really want. I can hire an appointment setter, whatever that looks like, but you have to get to the point where you know how to do everyone's job, make some money, and then you hire someone.
Let me tell you, I love it because almost 100% of the time when I bring entrepreneurs on here, successful ones like yourself, that is one of the main things that they talk about. Educating yourself, reading the books, and it's not just educating yourself in the industry that you're going to work in. It's educating yourself on how to work with other people, how to treat other people, how to
Right.
talk with other people, how to what you write on your content, how it's said. You know what I mean? It's so much it's so important to continually every day, even when you're successful, you got to continually be working on yourself, growing as a person, growing in your industry. That's why when I talked to you yesterday, bro, or the other day, and I said, bro, I have watched you come up. And I was watching your video yesterday, and I've seen a couple in the last couple of days. I was like, whoa, this guy's game has freaking gone through the roof, bro. Your stuff is freaking amazing. And I know because I'm going through it right now. I'm watching my content and I go, damn it, bro. How can I get my content to be like this guy's content? Look at this, bro. Look at that. I see other people's stuff and I'm like, this is it right now. Every once in a while, I'll make a video. Like I made a video the other day, bro. It got like 5,000 views in like 2 days. I'm like, damn it, what did I do in that video that's different than the other ones? And I go
Yeah.
into the video and I'm looking at what I typed and what I wrote and how long the video was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a learning curve. I
Yeah.
did the same thing as you, man. I went through a whole digital marketing course to learn how to build websites. To learn, I have my Canva account, like you were telling me a little while ago. To build do all my stuff, brother. It's all out there for you guys. We just got to get on there on YouTube. Is so helpful because you can just
Yeah.
tell it. Listen, I need to learn how to do this, and a million people have made videos for us to help us for free.
This is why, I tell people when it comes to the whole college subject, I'm not against college. So I don't
Me
want
neither.
anyone to think I'm against college. But unless if you're going to be a doctor, unless if you're going to be
Lawyer,
a lawyer,
right?
unless if you're going to be, you know,
There's a
something that requires like a
there's
real
a lot of
education.
professions out there that require for you to have the piece of paper, and it's
Correct.
okay, and it's a great learning experience as you're
Correct.
young and you're coming up to go and
Correct.
get that 4 year degree. But brother, I talk to people that are going through getting the 4 year degree and the 8 year degree that are building their side hustles, that are making 10, 15, $20,000 a month already while they're
Yeah.
doing that.
Correct, correct. And this is the thing, man. I know people that have their master's degree. They went out, they graduated from high school, they got their bachelor's, now they got their master's, and I'm sorry to say, but they're working at fucking Target.
And they have
Like
zero. They're not making it.
they're
Yes,
not
I
making,
know people like that.
and that's the sad part because with what we do with repairing credit, I see people that have student loans for $100,000 or more,
Yep.
and then they're not even in the career that they went to school for.
Yep.
So this is why I tell people if you want to become an entrepreneur and you want to build your credit repair business or any business for that matter, there is so many resources nowadays because think about it. My dad is 72, 73 years old. He didn't have the resources that we had. If he wanted to do sales, guess what he had to do? Knock on doors. We're not doing that nowadays. You post something, and like you just said, you post something and you accidentally got 5,000 views. You didn't know that that was going to happen, right? So, you can go on YouTube. I call it YouTube University. So you can go on YouTube University. You got, in Spanish, Google Leolo, go to Google. There's so many free resources. Even me, like with our credit, I give out free dispute letters. I give out so much education. There's other companies that do the same, and there's so many resources. So there's no lack of resources. So if somebody says, well, I want to do this, but I don't know how to do it, then I'm sorry. I don't feel empathetic towards you or sympathetic towards you. Like, I don't have any empathy for somebody who's not willing to put in the work. So you have to be resourceful. And then another thing that you said earlier was you're working on another business and you have like partners. So sometimes it's also not about what you know, but it's about who you know.
Exactly.
Networking is huge. This is why I go to almost every single credit repair event. Next matter of fact, on this Monday, I'm traveling to Vegas for a 3-day event, and I'm going to be surrounded around other credit repair business owners.
You're gonna
Some
learn
are
so
more
much.
successful than me, some are not, but
Yep.
we're all going to be in the same room learning from each
Each
other.
other.
It's huge, man,
It's huge,
huge.
bro. And networking is huge, and it's like I said, yeah. Sometimes you're gonna work with other people, and it doesn't mean that you got to go in partnerships with other people, bro. Because everybody can have their own LLC. You know what I mean? At the end of the week, we split the commissions and we get paid. You know what I mean? But sometimes you're gonna go into business with other people, and you're gonna have partnerships with other people, and you're gonna spread the
Yeah,
wealth because some people are gonna bring value in other areas that you don't bring value in. That they're gonna
correct.
up your game by sharing the knowledge with you and then work together, and it's a lot of fun as well, bro. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's not always about the money. It's about the fun and the good time that you're gonna have with the people that you're working with. You know what I mean? You just gotta, plug yourself in with the right, honest, ethical, good people,
yeah,
bro, and just, do the right thing for the community. I always say that. You got to do the right thing for the community. Help
absolutely.
people solve their problem. If you help enough people solve their problem, your problem is going to be solved. If you help enough people achieve their dreams, your dreams are going to come true, brother.
Absolutely.
One hand washes the other, bro. That's the way it is. Rob, it's just pumped me up to have you on here, man. What advice would you give someone who's struggling in the credit business, man?
Depending on where they're at and how what their struggle looks like, because everyone's struggle does look different. If you are in the position to hire a coach or hire a mentor, I advise you to do that. I advise you to at least, if you can't afford them, at least have like a free coaching call. Like that's something that we offer is a free coaching call. Because the thing is, before I take on a student and I become their coach and their mentor, I need to genuinely find out where they're at. Like how bad is their struggle? Like, are you about to be homeless? Or did you just, go from making $100,000 a month, something happened, and now you're doing $50,000 a month? For them, that may look like a struggle. For somebody else, they're making 50 grand, So that's what I mean by everyone's struggle is different. Sure. And I offer that free coaching call because I can hand you a sales script. I can tell you what systems to use, all the formalities. Like I can show you and coach you on all of that. But the real coaching and the mentoring happens when, just like me and you, we're on a one-on-one at the moment. I need to find out, what is Randy really going through? Why is he going through this? What is he doing right? And where are the areas that he can improve? So when I offer like that free coaching call, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to poke holes in your boat. Because if I can make that boat sink, that's not a good thing. But it is a good thing because now I know where we need to fill in the gap, where you're lacking, And so this is where, again, it has to be custom to the particular, student that I'm working with. Because I'm not just going to give you a blanket coaching or mentoring program, because the coaching and mentoring that you need, it's most likely going to be different for somebody else, So I'm the kind of coach, man, where I get down to the nitty and gritty of what the real problems are. Like, don't expect me to give you some cookie cutter coaching program when you sign up for my stuff. I'm going to be like that, that fitness coach where they tell you, hey man, do 20 more push-ups. Meanwhile, you got maybe a good 5 in you, but I'm going to be that coach like, hey, we need to be strict. I need to keep you accountable. What do your numbers look like? Do you have the right systems? Do you have the right merchant account? Like, there's so much involved. And think about it like this, man. It's like you building a house. When you first build a house, what's the first thing that they have to do? Build the foundation. If the foundation is not set up properly, then all the coaching and mentoring is going to be good, but your business is going to come crumbling down. Correct. So that's one of the first things that I do as a coach, as a mentor, is find, let's build the foundation first and then continue from there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, 100%, bro. 100%. It sounds like what you do is you tailor it to everyone, specifically to their situation.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. Because if not, then you're just throwing shit against the wall and hoping that it sticks. Again, everyone's problems may look similar, but they're not exactly the same. Another thing that I realized is, one of the biggest things that I realized in my own journey as being a coach and as being a mentor, not everyone learns the same.
Right.
And so I have to know, how is it that you learn? Do you learn through video? Do you learn through audio? Do you learn off of reading? Do you take criticism? If sometimes I may be rough around the edges and I may come at you sideways, but understand it's for your own good. Can you take that tough love? Because you got to be able to handle it. And that's one thing that it makes me uncomfortable as a coach, when I have to almost, I don't want to say reprimand, but I got to show some tough love. But
hold
know
them accountable.
Hold them accountable. And it's coming from a good place. But this is where you, as a student, you have to have rough skin, because
there's people that pay a lot of money for someone to hold them accountable, reprimand them, tell them, listen, bro, that's not. Last week you sucked, bro. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. We talked about you doing these 5 things, doing it this much every day, and you didn't do holding you account. There's people that pay
Yeah.
thousands of dollars for that type of coaching. You mentioned this earlier about getting a mentor and a coach, bro. Super important, brother.
Yeah.
I talk to my mentor every day, bro. I run by my mentor stuff that I'm doing, what I'm getting involved in, and he'll tell me, "Hey, listen, bro, I'd be careful. I'd steer clear. I wouldn't sign a contract with that guy. Everything." He's like straight up, always there to help us and get us to the next level, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you know what? You said something that I feel like for some people it'll fly right over their head, so I want to highlight it.
Do it.
And I tell my students this all the time. When you hire me as a coach, I can't speak for other coaches and other mentors, but I can speak for myself where I encourage my students, my mentees to contact me. Send me a text message, give me a call, send me an email. Any challenges that you're having, you need to communicate with me.
Absolutely,
Because
bro.
as a coach, as a mentor, I have right now at this moment, I have a little over 150 mentees that I'm coaching right now.
That's
Do you
awesome. Congratulations, bro. That's
I
fantastic.
appreciate that. But do you think that on top of all the other, because I got other businesses on top of coaching, so
That's
I
a lot
don't
of
have the.
work, bro.
Oh, it's a lot of work. I accept it, but this is why I tell them communicate with me because I'm busy, and this is where if you don't communicate with me, I don't know how to help you. So I love the fact that you're like, hey, I'm telling my coach this, I'm telling my mentor this. You're communicating with them. That's a huge, guys. Listen up right now. If you're listening, if you take anything out of this, this is very important. Make sure that when you do hire a coach or a mentor, you over explain everything that you're doing. Because as a coach, as a mentor, we have already been where you're at and then some. So if there's any gaps in what you're trying to do, we're going to be able to fill in those gaps. But like Randy said, if you're not communicating with your coach or your mentor, then he doesn't know how to help you.
Right.
My most successful mentees and students that I've been able to help that are hitting 40, 50, $60,000 a month, those are the ones that communicates with me all the time. Hey, Rob, I got this problem. How do I do this? And it may not even be a problem. It may just communicate with me with whatever it is that you need. So I'm just telling you, communicate because if not, your
I'm gonna
coach
tell a
doesn't know
little
how to
story.
help
I'm
you.
gonna say a little story about communication real quick because I gotta share this. When I met my wife, when we were dating, after many years of experience, with humans. Okay, let me say humans. Okay, you learn. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
learn, and one of the things that I told her, I go, listen, honey, if we're gonna have a good relationship for many many decades, we have to be able to communicate with each other. You can't expect me to be psychic, and a lot of times people expect you to be psychic or know what you're feeling or what you're going through, and then all of a sudden I see you upset because you're upset about something that I don't even know about because you didn't communicate with me and you expected me that I had these magic psychic powers as
from
a
3 weeks
child.
ago.
Yeah, and it goes the same with your business partners and with the people that you're working with. You
Yeah,
gotta communicate. If you're not happy about something, or if you got a great idea about something, if you're not communicating with your people, things are not going to get accomplished. If you
right.
communicate and you're clear with clear communication, things get taken care of, man. You're 100% on point, man. Listen, bro, I know we've been talking a lot about coaching, your coaching business, bro, but I wanted you to come on here and tell people about your service and
Mhm.
promote. Talk to them about what you do. There's a lot of us that need help with our credit and to
Yeah.
fix our credit. And, tell us a little bit about your service and what you can offer and how we can get in touch with you and your website and everything that you can tell us so that we can, reach out to you for help, man, with our credit.
Absolutely. So one of the things, if you don't mind, is I'm gonna get to that,
Take your
but
time.
I want to tell you guys what you can do without my help, without any credit repair, without paying any money. What you can do right now, okay, on your own. You can do this and it'll help your credit. Okay. So I love doing this because, again, even if you guys don't become a client and hop on board with our credit repair company, if you take this information, these credit tips that I'm going to give you, I guarantee you it's going to help you with your credit without you, like I said, without you spending even $1 to any credit repair company. So the first one is you want to, if you have credit card debt. So let's say you have $1,000 credit card limit, the balance is 900. If the limit is 1,000 and your balance is at 900, your utilization is at 90%. That's really, really high. So what you want to try to do as quickly as possible is pay down the balance. You want to get that under 10%. But this is where a lot of people make the mistake of paying that credit card down to zero. You do not want to pay it down to zero. I don't care if you leave $5 balance on there or a $10 balance. Leave some kind of balance on there. The reason why you want to leave a balance is because if there is no balance, it actually drops your credit score. When you have a small balance on there, again, below 10% of whatever the limit is, it's the credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, they're able to calculate that into the credit score. But again, if it's at zero, they don't really calculate it. So it's very important to pay it down below 10%, leave a small balance. That's the first thing that you could do. And by the way, just by you doing that, that's most likely going to increase your credit scores on average of 30 to as high as up to about 60 points, sometimes more. So just by paying down the balances, that's going to decrease your utilization, which increases your credit score. Okay. The second thing that you could be doing is adding yourself on as an authorized user. So for example, I'm married, right? So I'm actually on my wife's Victoria's Secret credit card. I don't shop at Victoria's Secret. And if I do, it's for my wife, but I don't ever shop there. But I'm on her credit card. Why am I on her Victoria's Secret credit card? Because she's had that card for now roughly about 12 years, I believe. So think about that. I'm able to piggyback off of 12 years. I gain all of that credit history. So I gained 12 years of perfect payment history. And I want to say her limit is like $3,500 or something like that. I don't even know what it is, but it's like $3,500. So now on my credit report, it shows up that I've had this card, even though I don't make the payment, I don't do anything. I don't even have that card. She has the card. But it shows up on my credit account, on my credit profile with a 12-year history, a $3,500 credit limit, and of course she always keeps it with a low balance. So just that alone is going to increase my credit reputation. So think about that. Notice how I said reputation, because your credit is like your reputation. You're either known for paying bills on time or you're not. Right. So you're building your credit reputation. That's huge. Now, assuming that your credit is clean, you don't have any negative items, if you do what I'm telling you, the authorized user, that's what it's called, you're going to get a boost it depends on, again, how old it is and all that other stuff. But you could easily get a boost of anywhere from 50 points to as high as up to 100 points.
Wow, that's huge.
I have actually seen it go up to 150 points of a boost, but your credit has to be super clean in order for you to get that. But either way, 50 to 100 points is huge. So the third thing that you could be doing is you want to have multiple credit cards, but you don't want to go crazy and get 10 credit cards. You can, but the magic number, because people always ask me, well, how many credit cards should I have? The magic number is 3. So you want to have you want to have a healthy mix of, let's say, 3 credit cards. Most people have a car payment. So, you have that's called an installment loan. So you want to have 3 credit cards, a car payment. You might have like a furniture store that you're paying on or something. Entrepreneurs. So what do? We get cut off and we keep it going. So that's it, man. So again, one of the most popular questions that I get is, how many credit cards should I have? Again, the magic number is three. You want to have three credit cards and you want to have a mix of revolving credit and installment loans. A lot of people think, well, credit cards are bad. Credit cards are not bad. What is bad is how we use the credit cards. That's what potentially could get us in trouble.
Right.
So what I do, a easy thing to kind of go by, and this takes discipline, this takes practice. But let's say you have three credit cards. What you want to do is you want to use one credit card, let's say for date night, right? Me and my wife, we go out to dinner, we use that credit card for date night. The other credit card we use for what do you have to do every single week? You got to pump gas. So you might want to invest into a gas card, right? The third, credit card you can use for maybe travel or for groceries. Guys, these are all things that you're going to use your debit card for anyway. So your debit card doesn't give you any cash back rewards. It really doesn't do much for you. So instead of using your debit card, get in the habit of using your credit card. So you're going to use the card, pay it off, use it and pay it off. And as you continuously build your credit, you're going to get better and better credit cards. And now you get cash back rewards. And there's other perks. Like, for example, me and my wife, we're flying to Vegas. I didn't have to pay anything. No, our flights were absolutely free. Why? Because we have an American Express credit card. Well, we have an American Express, but we're actually using our American Airlines. That's what I meant to say. So we're using our American Airlines credit card, and we rack up flyer points. We rack up rental cars, things of that sort. So when you use your credit properly, it's not only credit is great to buy a house, but there's so many more benefits. Like you could travel for free. I don't know about you, but I love to travel, especially as I get older. When you travel, it's memories, right? All this money that we make is good, but you can't take none of that shit with you when you're in the grave. Why not take more vacations? You can do that just by using your freaking credit card.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, so those are the three tips that I would recommend that I would give you guys when it comes to helping you with your own credit. This is how you guys can reach me. So I would go to our website, which is a1creditandloans.net. Again, that's a1creditandloans.net. Schedule your free consultation. Why? Because number one, it's free. Number two, everyone's credit situation is different. So some people have student loan issues. Some people are either thinking about going through bankruptcy or have been through a bankruptcy and they need that cleaned up. Some people have a repossession. Some of my clients have multiple repossessions. You might have some late payments. Guys, especially if you're trying to, let's say one of your goals is to buy a house. Even if your credit is almost clean, but not completely, getting into a mortgage is a big responsibility. It's one of the biggest investments that you're ever going to make in your life. So the bank who's going to give you the money for this house, they don't want to see any late payments within the last 12 to 24 months. Why? Because think about it. If they're looking at your credit report and they're saying, okay, not saying, but they can see that you can't even make a credit card payment on time, in their mind, they're going to say, man, if you can't pay a credit card payment on time, how are you going to pay this mortgage on time?
Right.
So this is why it's important to clean up all the late payments, all the collections, the charge-offs, anything that's negative. But again, in order for us to really evaluate what's wrong with your credit, we have to dig deeper. Kind of like the example I like to give my clients, man, is like if your car broke down, you can't just go to the mechanic and say, hey, how much is it going to be, Randy? Randy's going to be like, hold on, let me pop the hood, figure out what's going on with your vehicle, and then we'll come back and tell you how long we think it's going to take to fix your truck, and then what your investment is. How much is it going to cost? It's the same thing with your credit. We got to look at it and evaluate to give you realistic expectations. Once we do that, hey, sky's the limit. So again, go to our website, a1creditandloans.net, schedule your free consultation. You'll speak to me, or you might be speaking to one of our credit specialists that have been working with me for years.
Cool, man. Bro, it's been a pleasure having you on here, man. I'm excited.
I appreciate you, man. I love it. We gotta do this.
Feedback.
We got to do this again. And you know what? What I'm going to do, man, I got a lot of business owners that I know that would love to do a podcast with you. That way we can get some more entrepreneurs, not just in the credit space, but Yeah, all kind of industries, man.
Yeah, we help them promote their business too. You know, that's what I do. I go on here. I put up shorts every day, a couple shorts of the podcast, and I will promote your business. I'll promote your links, collaborate with you on Instagram. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm enjoying this very much, and I'm sure that you're gonna help a lot of people with all the information you've given today, man.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you just considering me, and this is the first of many. That's what I know.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rob, for coming on. Randy Starts a Side Hustle. Guys, I appreciate your time. I hope you guys get a lot out of this podcast. God bless all of you, and we look forward to see you on here again soon, guys. Bye-bye.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.